Ladies and gentlemen, we're live and welcome to the Table Talk with these two studs. You won't be seeing my face anymore this evening, but you might hear the voice. But these two boys are open for question and answers. We've got James the Giant Beech, Commonwealth champ, the master of disaster, the beautiful one, the Chin, Brother Chin, James Beech. And we've got young Elliot Eccles, the oldest looking 21-year-old man I've ever seen. Former world junior champion and superstar stud. Both these guys are going to be out here tonight. So if you're in the chat now, boys, please get your questions in. Send them to me. I'll read them out to the boys. Other than that, they're just going to talk about stuff. You can talk about 98% who's in the chat. You can talk about Tom Holland's match with Craig Tullier. And the one that's coming up for James Wall. Will Wall do any better? We don't know. But these guys, you can ask them. They will tell you anything and show you the techniques. We're here on the table, boys. So without further ado, I'm going to get it out of the way and I'm going to let you crack on. Man out, boys.
Nice. Right. Well, you're going to have fellas in then, kid. With I saw none of it.
With what happened?
East versus West, yeah. Fill me in. What's going on? What's happened?
Better off start with Tom.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
The lean machine.
He did look strong, but only literally about here. And it was a shame, really, because he couldn't get his hits off. So he did sadly lose 3-0.
3-0?
Yeah, it was 3-0. But
so what was happening?
One of the calls was I thought it was a bit unfair. Like, I thought he did stop him. Probably about here-ish, but then Downruff called it a pin. So
what was happening with Tom? Was he hitting for position or was he like defensive?
I think he looked more defensive off the go. Could be wrong though, but the Craig looked just so powerful to start.
Because that's not the Tom we know, is it?
No,
Tom's normally just full out attack.
Yeah,
with the speed.
Yeah, different from when you faced him. Really, just teed off, didn't he, every single time?
Yeah, he's like, that's what I was expecting him for going and do. Yeah. I'll be interested to watch the match. I just haven't got around to it yet.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, Tullier must be one.
He looks a beast.
He must be one mean man for do 3-0 Tom.
Yeah, look big.
Why don't you cover James Wall with Craig Tullier?
You look big. James Wall, Craig Tullier. Is that the next match?
Yeah.
That is the next one.
Well,
to be fair,
a demonstration on the table of how James Wall can beat Craig Tullier. What would he do?
Yeah,
that's going to be a nice match because I think James has the potential to tee off a bit harder.
Yeah, and he ain't going to be doing this. Tom's gone into like defensive top roll style. James ain't even going to be on his brain. He's going to be going full out assault.
Yeah, he's going to be he's going to be fired up for that. He's going
to be testing those elbows, and he's going to go out 1,000,000% like an assault rifle straight in his usual spot. Yeah. And they're going to meet in the middle.
Craig, he just looked really, really seasoned. He just looked.
Well, he is, and he's been arm wrestling 1,000 years.
I know. You know, when someone's lock just looks absolutely brutal, and he just hit to the side. That's kind of what it looked like.
So what's his style? Is he show me how? Because I've not seen him pull. So is he like a cupping like a high hook conventional guy, or is he supinating, or what's he doing?
Coming in here and just like keeping his pronation on and just
like drag hooking.
Yeah, like down here, I feel. He tested me, mate. Didn't watch the match back a million times, but
yeah. So he's not the same.
Just a brutal hit to the pad.
So it's not the same style as what James Wall's doing.
No.
So how is that going to play out if they're going at it? So if James Wall's
see them
coming
in the middle, I do. But Craig was just as fast as Tom. So is James that much faster than Tom?
I think he's got the edge. I think James is quicker.
Yeah. But they're both fast, aren't they? They're both.
Yeah, but how does James Wall beat him?
He's got to stop the match close. Yeah,
I think he's knocking him onto the B side off the go.
He has to do that. I think Tom would agree that if you let Craig get A side, it's just so much power. It looks so much power just to the pad.
So he's just got that integrity and keeping his possession and just driving straight over.
Even if it stopped, it's still the same amount of power here as it was here, and it looked.
So is he getting behind his arm and committing his shoulder, or is he like full dragging on his bicep?
I thought it looked full drag bicep, but I don't think he sets up like Paul Lynn, super pronating behind his arm.
Yeah.
I think Wall's got to be fast, and I don't know how well his top roll's coming on, but if he backs that,
last time I felt it, his hand was feeling mega. Paul will probably say opposite because.
Well, I've just had a message from James Wall.
What did he say?
James Beech, show me how you beat me. So go on.
Well, it'd be exactly the same as the last time.
Oh. Well, the people want to see it, Jim, so show them how we beat James Wall.
Am I being Wall?
You'd be Wall, yeah. But he's obviously.
Why, Elliot, you dickhead.
Yeah. He's obviously going to be trying to supinate in and do his usual tactics. So it's going to get squared properly like that. And then as he tries chop in, I'm going to just punch straight over the top of his hand and pin him like a girl.
Nice. You're going to let him run a little bit, or you're just going to meet him centre?
If that fails, then I will be. He's always setting up deep as Dower James, trying to get a good purchase on your hand like that. So yeah. It's going to be, everything's going to be back into his hand.
So like you did with Joe.
I don't want him going arm on arm with me if I can help it, because he's got that short leverage advantage for hooking, and he'll all be kept back, so well away from him, and it's going to be back there, straight over.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
In theory.
Well, James Wall just put some laughing faces, so James Wall just wrote, Jim, why don't you tell him what happened on the left arm the other week?
Truthfully?
Yeah. This is what he's saying, so go
on. We had a good match. We had a good pull. That's all I'm saying.
James Wall, keep dreaming, Beech. Oh, he's giving it you, son. Who do you think, Elliot, wins? Look at camera, Elliot. Who do you think wins? Straight down, James Wall, James Beech, left-handed. Come on.
Left-handed?
A reason why. People want to know.
Well, I want to know. He did smash. He beat Greg Foster pretty convincingly.
So did I. So
did you. I don't know. I still think you've got the hand. I felt your left tonight, mate. I don't know. Man. I still see you being a favourite, just what you did to Tom, what you did to Greg. Yeah, James has just beat Greg, but who else has he beaten on left? I think he's probably going to get a pin if he can stop it, because he's just so aggressive, isn't he? Yeah. But I think your left is technically good enough to.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Joking aside, he's not anyone you can take lightly at any stretch of the imagination.
Any arm.
I feel as though I've probably still got the edge on him, but you've got to be on your game like 100%. You can't go into a match with him if you're 98%. You've got to be on it.
Depends as well. You coming in at 120 kilos like you are today, or?
That's the plan.
Yeah, and he's 85.
Go on, Jim, put your arm up with the camera there, boy.
Foul guy.
Oh, James Wall's dead.
Is that a match that's confirmed then?
No, this is just hypothetical. It's got to happen at some point, hasn't it? It's got to.
I'd imagine it would do, yeah.
But not just yet. We've got other things on the go.
Well, isn't he?
Yeah. I've been itching to have a go at Bradford.
He's been out of action for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Last time I saw he beat. Who did he beat last time? Was it Adam Johnson? Was that right? That was right, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did beat Adam Johnson at ARMWRESTLING, that was.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Last time I saw him.
Yeah, that's the point. He was the last.
He had an injury on left, I remember.
Yeah. I think the last I can remember Bradford doing, other than Nationals.
The Nationals, yeah.
Was
Wasn't this year, sorry.
I think it was in Ireland the first time, and he pulled both arms, didn't he? He lost to Tom on left and lost to Wall on right. That's the last super match I can remember him doing. I don't know if he's had any others, and I forgot.
Yeah, I can't remember him having any more. But I think someone said he's coming back with his left, so that'd be good to throw him in there. Some good guy, like Sergei Sarayev's in there. That left he's tested.
I've just had a question.
Yeah.
From Ryan Turin, and he says, "Can you show him how you set your strap, please?"
Yeah. No problem. All right. So, same as when I'm setting up for anything else, I'm looking for a deeper grip as possible, as in low thumb to keep the knuckles high. I will always want the strap coming down the back of the palm, not nowhere near the knuckles there, because it cuts your rotation off. So I want it coming down there towards my wrist as much as possible. Always trying to keep the rotation already locked on, and on the back of the elbow as much as I can get away with.
Explain why you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, back of the elbow, keeping the height. Rotation already locked on, which you'll see a lot of people do. I think Ryan Bowen's talked about it on some of his podcasts. Tend to set up behind my arm with my elbow tucked under slightly when my rotation already locked on. And you can actually get away with having your wrist a little bit pre-bent because the referee can't really tell what you're doing.
Straight, yeah.
It looks straight from there, but when I straighten back up, my wrist's actually already cupped in and my pronation's locked on.
And that, if I'm not fighting, that is just absolutely foul.
So I've got all that already locked on.
Yeah.
And because I'm deep and my thumb's low, I can take a grip. I'm still below Elliot's thumb knuckle, and I'm drawing my thumb back. So Elliot's got to come below my thumb knuckle.
I'm literally already on your wrist here.
Yeah, he's got no higher access to my knuckle. And I'm keeping everything up there like that. And so for top roll, that's an absolute dream.
I just want to jump in, boys, and just rate you a second. 98% Ryan Grondon sent us a generous super chat. Thank you, Ryan. Arm Gods 98 Winter Blast. Enga is a bushy eyebrow. I think he means shit. Or something like that. Thank you, Ryan. I thought you was making me being nice and getting along with promotions. Come on.
He's not wrong. Yeah, so pretty much in that position, I've got pretty much what I want. I've got the strap coming down the back towards my wrist, away from my knuckle, so it's not hindering my pronation. It's not pulling me under. I've got the pronation already locked on. I've got the high grip. I'm still below the thumb knuckle, and I've got my knuckles to the ceiling. And Alex got to come down. So
come down there.
So he's drop rested.
If I go anywhere now,
now from that position, wherever Elliot goes, I'm going to be looking at driving my knuckles straight up to the ceiling and wrist curling down. So if it's against another top roller, then it's going to be up and wrist curl. If it's against a hooker, I'm going to be punching and rotating that way, just to flatten him off and stop him getting on my wrist. And then once his hand's compromised, then it'll be the wrist curl and back. So yeah, I mean that's the main difference between the two punch throughs, which obviously Paul's worked on with us extensively. So if you're going against someone who's going to dive in and try and hook you,
that is the one.
And you just put the wrist curl on, you're giving them your wrist to gain access to it.
Yeah.
So your first manoeuvre on that one is punch up and rotate to compromise their hand, and then you can apply the wrist curl as you get your strap engaged and you pull back. So
absolutely now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with the strap.
Well, there you go, Ryan. I hope you enjoyed that. Phil Woody sent one in for Elliot. What technical improvements has Elliot been working on since beginning to train with Club Torture?
Technical improvements, different methods of setting a hook, because I used to kind of start at the top right of the pad if I'm pulling on my right arm and kind of chop in or like run in, and basically against these guys, they'll just take my wrist for days doing that. So numerous ways of like.
So did you used to go from just straight across the front?
Yeah, I used to try and always come here, and it's so predictable and readable. I mean, like you just demonstrated there, you just, a few little moves, like a posting move, or even if you set deeper in my hand. There's so many. Training with top rollers makes you try and work your hook a lot more. So chopping the arm off and kind of pulling down the arm rather than trying to hit a gap that isn't there, I suppose. That's probably the main one. Technical improvements.
I've noticed something else what you do as well.
Go on.
You started setting up with your knuckles more to the ceiling.
Right.
That, and I've noticed
riser
that.
On.
Yeah, with your riser engaged, where before you used to grip low.
Yeah. You used to try and grip the low, actually.
And when you were gripping low as a top roller, you actually give me your fingers to
100%.
attack.
Yeah.
Where when your knuckles are high, there's no fingers there to attack.
Yeah.
So the only way you can do is go over it.
That's true. Yeah. A top roller will try and grip that top knuckle, and I suppose as a hooker, I've also been trying to do that just to maintain the height and to win the high ground. It's pretty important, isn't it? Even to get hand control in a hook.
So it's more high hooking than what you're doing now. So you're still trying to get the hook on.
Yeah, still trying to get that wrist cut, but even like here,
but controlling it from the high ground instead of dropping your lower hand in.
Yeah, because I do have quite a long arm, so it doesn't make much sense to keep on coming low and running into traps, basically.
Yeah, because you just feel pretty much immovable to me once you've got that shoulder committed and you're on.
Yeah, it's just a way of getting that.
Giant thick elbows of yours. It's like it's an horrible. I'll be honest, it's an horrible place to be in. But your hand and wrist getting a lot stronger as well. So
you guys, isn't it?
James Beech, still pay around going for online coaching. That's James Wall.
Yeah.
Marcus is having words with Drew. Thank you for your algorithm boosting comments, Drew. Even if Marcus doesn't like them, you do know he's a bit of a dick.
Algorithm boosting comments.
James Wall, who would win? Beech versus Elliot right-handed. I think he's trying to stir the pot for us.
He's trying to stir the pot, isn't he?
But if, all honesty now, right, and I don't want you to be a wanker, you feel confident beating Elliot over 7 rounds, Jim? Yeah.
I think he.
I would
do me, you know.
I would put Elliot as the slight favourite. Personally, I wouldn't be getting into it feeling like I haven't got a chance, but I'd be feeling like the underdog slightly.
I think on Ready Goes now. You've got your right has become your right's leveled up again. It went through a phase, didn't it, of just not playing ball a little bit, but now it's definitely playing ball.
Yeah, it went stagnant for a bit, and I've had issues with my elbow and my shoulder and everything else, but I'm getting where I can actually commit to the hits.
Yeah.
I think as much as anything, it's not. I was too indecisive before with what I was doing, so I was getting stuck halfway between. Didn't know if I was top rolling or hooking, but now I've got to focus on something. Mm-hmm. It's improved my speed and everything else as well. So I'm actually hitting with some sort of purpose now instead of just being stuck in limbo, not doing what I'm doing. Which it's a big difference.
Worse than that is I've been there a million times. Not knowing where you're going to hit, and then suddenly the match is underway, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, and actually getting the right setup, what I need to get to achieve what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. No, but you've got that on left. It's just
and actually hitting for position instead of just driving to the pad like a moron.
Yeah,
like because you can move that 2 inches and get somebody off centre a lot quicker than what you can focus on getting to the pad.
I agree with that.
Like the difference between setting up there and trying to go all the way to the pad to setting up there and just going. You're just
mad, isn't it?
Yeah, you're just knocking somebody just outside the shoulder, bone lining a little bit, and getting your hand position. And it's
the match pretty much won, isn't it? Once you've got that.
I just had a message from Aaron Simpson on Facebook. James Beech, if you had one shot to pull anyone in the country, who would it be?
David Bradford.
And why?
Because he's the last guy at my weight. Well, around, I know he's weight class below me, really, but he's been up there as one of the best left-handers we've had in the last 10 years, hasn't he? So I'd love a crack at him. John, it's just one of them things that needs to happen at some point.
It does, doesn't it, really?
I mean, it's like, obviously, I had the match with Tom. I know Tom's beat Dave, but Tom is like a couple of weight classes below, so.
Just had a thought there, Jim. You want him on left and I want him on right. Should we
tag teaming, Tag teaming.
Oh, Bradford's just been called out, has he?
Both want him, don't we, really?
Oh, yeah.
I would have been on a match with him, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's a compliment, really. It's like...
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
Once you've got a target painted on your back, that means...
Mate, you won Nationals, man. Anyone who wins Nationals has got the biggest target on their back.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind another crack at Sergei.
Yeah.
Left-handed. That's one that's got to happen again. James Wall again at some point.
Yeah.
Another question for James Beech. Who would you like to defend your Commonwealth belt against outside of the country?
Oh.
What weight's that again? Is it
105?
105 left.
I don't know, really.
105 left.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it maybe somebody like BLM? Left-handed? Or... I don't know. I don't really know that many of the foreign pullers. It's hard to know what levels they're at because you don't get trained with them. So
he's not 105.
He's not making 105, is he? Maybe somebody like Brandon Alcess or somebody like
that. Elliot, can you beat Tom Holland?
I would like another crack at Tom. Yeah, I would. To be fair, when I'm fresh and healed. But yeah, I would like a crack at him. I would hope I could stop him, and if I could stop him, I'd
game on.
Back myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a match.
Another one, Elliot. Do you do anything special for your stamina while he's coming in through Facebook?
Stamina. I suppose no. I just used to pull with a lot of people, kind of stay on the table, a bit king of the table, and just try and outlast everyone for as long as possible.
Just shark tanking.
Shark tanking.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing, especially when you're already pre-fatigued from drills or whatever. Just stay on as long as you physically can before something burns up.
Yeah. It's great, that is.
Yeah,
we did a lot of that before I pulled Adam Johnson. It was like
we did,
8 weeks of that.
Mega.
Brutal.
That leveled you up big time.
Yeah.
It showed, didn't it, in that match, the stamina difference between you and him.
Yeah. It's just,
day, actually.
you do, when you have a match like that, you don't even have time to get warmed up when you're used to doing that.
No.
It's like, yeah.
The Mushroom
That's the way
King.
to do it.
The Mushroom King, Phil Woodies wrote, all caps must be reversed at the table. Hashtag the switch. I'm thinking he's saying turn it round.
Boy, lad.
Well, unfortunately, when he turned his cap round, he's got a fucking giant skull, so he looks like a Neanderthal man.
I've got a big head.
So I have a question for you.
Cool.
Who would win in a tag match?
Between who?
Between you and Elliot.
What, like right now?
Right now, yeah. Get the pads out, boys.
Fuck off,
Come on,
Thank you.
pull the pads off the mantle. Who in the chat wants to see a genuine slow pull tag match?
Well, I've just put a normal pad that side.
Let's see.
You've got absolutely Bobo.
Tag match. Give me a who. Give me a who.
We'll get them back up.
If we
We
get
got train tomorrow, man.
listen, if we get a $50 super chat,
If we get
If we get a $50
if we get 20 grand in super chats, I'll consider.
Alright, guys.
Drive on like that.
Yeah.
Listen, the boys want it, man. Phil Woody, hell yeah. No, well, he would say it, Phil. I mean,
Yeah, Phil would say it's not his hand game get drilled in an attack, is it?
It can't be a tag match. I'm not there. Could always tell Winter last time got into a strip show. I mean, oh my God, it's all going down. Ryan wants to see a peg match. You want to see someone get pegged?
A peg match?
I'm not. Hang on, wait, you can't do that. Put the fucking drawing pins back on the table, boys.
A
Not
peg
a
match.
chance.
I didn't like that.
Oh, behave indeed.
We've just had another
This time of
Elliot.
the night.
We just had another question. Supplementation. So this one can go to both of you. Supplements.
Right.
Generally, what do you
It's
use?
a bit different for Jim, isn't it?
What do you mean by that?
Bit of flipping gold top milk in it, lad.
No, used to be. I'm not the. I'll be on to your supplement stack first, so go on. Mine's
Supplement
easy.
stack when I'm prepping.
Yeah.
I'll smash collagen. I honestly do think there's a big difference when you take collagen and when you don't.
Yeah, I agree.
What else do I take? That Alpha T, some sort of testosterone-ish pill.
Yeah, we don't know what's in it. Paul
No,
gave
we
it.
don't.
Paul gave it to him. We trust him.
We don't. I do feel a bit different with that though. So, but Tonka Ali, I feel a big difference with. And what else do I take? Creatine, yeah. It sounds bullshit.
Daniel Gilly.
Creatine.
Who is that Thanos chin?
Just wait, Daniel Gilly, till Thursday night. I'm going to throw you with the table, you little git.
Go on, Jim. Supplements. You take more than me.
Supplement, yeah. So
I've
I've got the Alpha T and
Yeah.
another one called Trident, which is similar sort of stuff but different. It's like I've got cordyceps and some of the other test boosters in. I've got the creatine. I like the stuff in the pre-workouts minus the caffeine. So I have beta-alanine and citrulline malate separate.
Right.
But I load up on constantly on the beta-alanine because it's a lactic acid buffer. I load up quite hard on the citrulline before I train because you get a massive pump, and then when you're training, doing all the stuff we do, it gets you used to training with a pump.
Right.
But then I don't take it before I compete.
No, you take.
But I still take the
beta.
I still take the beta-alanine, but I get the citrulline out my system because the last thing you want to be doing is pumping up while you're competing.
Yeah.
But when you've been used to training with a pump and
when
then
you
you
get
don't
a pump in a match, you're used to it.
Yeah, and when you don't get it because you're not,
you
just feel like you've got stamina forever. So that's been a good routine for me when I'm competing.
That's that taking notes. That sounds pretty decent.
Yeah, it is. I like that stuff. Just trying to think if I've got anything else. You know, just like your normal vitamin tablets. But I've dropped the protein shakes.
Have you?
I haven't had the protein shakes now for probably 6 months. I just started trying to get more of my protein just from my diet. Yeah, so I'm eating like on a Monday. I got up in the morning. I'll cook a kilo of mince, and I'll have 3 or 4 bags of that microwave rice.
Yeah. A
full carrot, a full red pepper. And that all goes in a pan. I cook a lot up, and that makes me about 4 or 5 meals. And then for my breakfast, I'll actually have 6 eggs with a bagel. And I'll put spinach in with the mince as well. And then I'll eat them. Depends what size tubs. I'll eat them 4 over the day before I train.
4 over the day.
Yeah, I'll eat that a lot in a day, and then I'll have a bagel or a bowl of Rice Krispies before I go training, and then I have me tea when I get home. So like a chicken dinner or something like that when I get back tonight.
You're like a 50 stone man, aren't you? Really?
It's the only day when I eat big on a Monday because obviously we have these brutal sessions here. So
I need fuel.
Yeah, make sure I'm fueling up before and then getting the calories in after. So I tend to do on a Monday. I do about 3,500 calories. Yeah.
You're whiting like Murray if you didn't eat before training.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian O'Dwyer's dropped a question in. The one and only Leaping Leprechaun of Kilkenny, world and European champion, may I add?
I'll do, Paul.
Yeah.
Who's battered you both?
I know, twat.
Do you cycle your creatine or constant? That was to both of you, I guess.
I'm personally really bad at keeping on top of creatine.
Same.
I'll just have a tub there and I'll think, I'm not taking that in a day or 2 days. So I don't know. I've never really gone into the science of creatine.
Yeah,
personally,
I forget I have it half the time.
Yeah, I'm not the best with it.
I always chuck it in with me beta-alanine and sertraline and stuff before I train.
Yeah.
And the only time I've ever actually had it consistently was that week while I was away because I took all my supplements and my weight swimming. I was like training 3 times a day in the caravan. So I was doing all my supplements on a daily routine, and it's the first time I've ever, like, over a week, the period of a week, I broke about 3 PBs while I was on holiday. And that was just like.
You did put on 5 kilos as well.
I put on 5 kilos of timber, yeah. But yeah, it was just that constant training, like wrist curls, riser, rotation, 3 times a day. It's weird, like the riser training especially.
You said you got what's wrong with that? Yeah,
it doesn't seem to fatigue the same as when you're training more like muscles. If you're training biceps, you try to do that every day. You go downhill. Yeah. But it's like some weird little joint, and it seems like the more often you train it, it seems to sort of just tighten up and get stronger and stronger. Yeah.
Well, he's an example of that, isn't he? Paul.
Yeah, he's on it every day.
But I did buckle it tonight though.
I saw it.
You don't fucking buckle your fucking belt. Right. Luke Gudgelini sent in a message. Can you run us through a couple of training drills you guys typically do at Club Torture? Yeah, for about 50 quid.
About that.
So just put him through one drill, boys. What you would do? Don't give the good ones away.
Which one should we go with?
We can do
the one we did today. Or?
Yeah, do one tonight.
Yeah. So we're doing them in an attack and defence. 21s, yeah. So we have a timer set we set the timer for 30 seconds or 25 seconds. So we've got a couple of seconds to count down and get in his position. So if I was on the attack, Elliot's going to be defending with 2 hands. So he's protecting himself and not burning out too much. So we've got 3 positions. So we're doing 7 seconds in each position. So if I'm training in top roll and I'm attack, my first position is going to be there. Alex going to hold that there with 2 hands, and I'm going to be redlining in that position.
Trying to take his pronation and everything.
Yeah, he's letting me work, so he's not sort of spinning me off.
Getting him here.
He's not spinning me off my rotation. He's letting me work and trying to keep it realistic, and he's protecting his cup with his other hand. So we'll watch the timer till it's dropped 7 seconds.
And then we'll go right. Number 2.
Elliot will give me the nod. Number 2.
No.
Into position number 2, and it's staying there. This is all red line effort.
Absolutely.
Number 2, another 7 seconds.
And then last
go number 3, down to the pad, and we're holding there for another 7 seconds. And then you very easily and gingerly come out of it. so you don't get them nasty release pains.
That's the attack.
That's the attack.
And
The defense is pretty much the same, but going the opposite way. So if I'm defending, Elliot's going to be two-handing me, and I'm going to be going centre, just off centre table in a defensive spot.
I'm trying to pull his
lock,
and also trying to take his rotation a little bit.
Yeah, so he's putting just enough pressure on my rotator so I can just keep it. So we're working the full chain from the rotation, the arm lock, and keeping your shoulder position and everything else.
The arm on that.
Then obviously he'll go ready, stage 2, goes down
a bit,
and he takes a little bit more rotation. So I'm hanging on for dear life there. Stage 3, and he's pushing me right now. Then I'm staying. I'm not following it like I would in a match. This is just working your power and your stamina. I'm staying open armed and hanging on for grim death for another 7 seconds, and then it's off. Then Elliot does his set.
Repeat that until
have a minute's rest, and then do the other arm, and then do 5, 6 sets of that.
And you are absolutely knackered by the end of that.
And if you haven't had enough carbs, then you're throwing a big horrible whitey, and it's not pleasant.
Chair in a corner.
Show how you would do your punch through, Jim. Like close the arm up. Do that one. That'll be a good one for him.
Yeah.
The drills?
Hang on, Wolfie. Wolf, what was the final tally of Tom's match? It was what? What was it, Elliot?
3-0, wasn't it?
3-0. 3-0, 3-1, but 3-0. Anyway, go on. Show the punch through. Explain to them what you're doing.
The punch through. Yeah. So this is if you're doing it from an already set position. So obviously the punch through off the go is going to be attacking the top knuckle on the hand straight off the go. But I seem to end up, because I'm not the quickest, I seem to get stuck doing it from a defensive position like I did against Beerman, and I pull one out the bag off with Tom Holland as well.
That was rude.
So when you're committed into your hook, especially if you're defensive, you've got to line everything up. So training with Paul, he's obviously taught me the ways. There's no point, especially against somebody like Elliot, of just trying to reverse off away and pull into his fingers, because he's got this massive big hand, long arm. He's all over the top of you. So you've got to prevent him actually getting you that far over. So you've got to keep the integrity and keep it somewhere high up.
Sorry, I just going to let you start again. But 98%, and he's meant to be being nice with everyone, I believe. He's causing trouble again. Thank you for your super chat. After East versus West, they grab hanging by the ankles, flip him upside down, and sweep the chalk off the stage with his eyebrows. Oh, fuck. And everyone thinks I'm a troublemaker. I'm calm down. Go on, carry on with your...
Who's that Ryan Grande?
Who is that?
Ryan, I like him.
Go on, carry on.
Yeah, so you can't do it
Explain
from...
what you're doing. I've interrupted. Tell me again.
Yeah, this is like a umbrella, top roll from a defensive position, whatever you want to call it. You're in a hook. You can't beat somebody in a hook, so you're going to attack the hand. But it's pointless.
Can opener, this lad.
It's can opener, if that's what you want to call it. It's pointless pulling it, so especially someone like Elliot, who's is big, leverage, jointy, big hand. You're pulling into their hand, they're all over, you're turning you under. You've got to somewhat protect that centre as much as you can. Now, to set the move up, you've got to get your knuckles pointing sideways as much as possible. So you've got to be forcing your rotation on and keeping that. And you've got to be getting the rotation from your elbow back onto the other side as well. So it's going to be a move a bit like a pendulum, and you're going to be pushing everything across like that, dragging the elbow back up to get everything lined up so that you're in line, so you can line your arm up with their arm.
And now my finger's right on your wrist.
Yeah, and now that's put his fingers in a position. I'm forcing my rotation on. And then it's not just a case of just pulling back into their arm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and close up the gap between his arms. It's a bit strange. You're always used to pulling backwards, but there's actually a bit of a dead spot when you close somebody's arm up a little bit more. Plus, it allows you to force your rotation on a little bit more. And as you push forward, you're actually pushing away from the fingertips. So you're pushing in.
Yeah.
So once you've got that angle and you've lined their arm up, you'll push forward in one motion and up, and then you roll forward. So you go forward and then up and back. And it's that one motion of pushing forward
which
slips the fingers off, closing that gap in the arm, which makes that little dead spot where they go weak for a second before you actually attack the hand.
That's buckler. That's an absolute buckler.
Yeah, it's easy to explain.
That's not a can opener. That's a separate move, is that?
Yeah, I don't know what Paul's probably devised some sort of name for it, but it's one of them where
if you want to see it in action, you go to your match against Beerman, because that was an absolute.
It worked a treat there. Yeah, it was pull that one out the bag there.
Really good.
And I was actually in trouble at that time because he got me locked in a right dirty deep hook, which I couldn't get out of. Yeah. So we had to find another way around it. And instead of doing what I would have done 3 or 4 years ago and just going sideways like a moron.
That was the move to do.
Yeah.
Pulled it off very, very well.
But again, it's because Paul makes us drill until you're sick of drilling and you're sore and bored of it.
It
pays off.
100%. There's so many times you can just turn up and arm wrestle before you start thinking, hang on a minute, just doing more harm than good this. Probably not going to end up winning if we just.
Yeah, there's just so many ways of attacking different people. You've got different size hands, different lengths of arms, different styles, angles.
Yeah, you get used to the guys you're pulling, and it doesn't do you any favours, does it? If you just turn up and just.
Yeah, I mean, Paul's told people before, like when I first started coming to Club Torture, we were running the drills. I was coming once a week, and he said, "You're dog shit." He said, "He says you're bloody useless. If you want me to train you, you need to come at least twice a week because you're thick as pig shit and you forgot everything by next week." So I started coming 3 times a week. I was coming Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we were just drilling. And 99% of the gains I've had have been training drills on the table with Paul over any weightlifting, any amount of anything else. I'm not physically that much stronger than I was 3 or 4 years ago. It's just that what I'm doing now is paying off. There's a reason, and I understand actually why I'm doing it now, which is a big thing.
Massive.
Well, you still got to be within that strength percentage.
Yeah.
If somebody's 5-10% stronger than you, it doesn't matter how good your technique is, you're getting bullied. But if you're in that realm of being close, then that's the game changer.
It is, absolutely, yeah.
And you've had a question from Dan Jean in the Anglo's Army. How important is back pressure when redlining, Jimmy?
When redlining?
Back pressure? Yeah, massively important.
No, don't talk to me, talk to the fucking camera.
When redlining? What does he mean by redlining?
It depends what style you're pulling. If you're redlining in a match, your back pressure is as important as the rest of the chain. So if you're trying to top roll somebody like high knuckles, and somebody's got hold of your hand and they're not gripping you around your wrist, your back pressure's everything what you're doing. But if the chain fails and your wrist starts dropping, and you're pulling against somebody like Elliot with the knuckles up there, you're not attacking the fingers or anything. All you're doing is you're losing leverage, and they're coming over the top of your hand and rotating you on the easiest point to attack you. So it's all about the chain. It's the integrity of your arm and the integrity of your hand and wrist. Your back pressure can be the strongest back pressure in the world, but if you're getting spun off your rotation or you're losing your riser, then it doesn't matter if you could back pressure 100 kilo, but if your hand and wrist breaking at 30, then that's where the chain stops. You've got a 30 kilo back pressure. I don't believe in all these ego lifts where people are looping straps halfway down their arm and going, "Oh, I can do 70 kilo back pressure." It's bullshit because the chain's failing on you. So it's all relative to what you're doing.
Yeah, I would agree. But I always think back pressure is only as important as your pronation and riser, isn't it? Like you just said there, you don't want to be pulling with no hand.
No, it's all part of a chain.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I think a strong hand is key to having good back pressure. Personally. Yeah,
I mean, I'm beginning to think the strong hand is key to everything.
Yeah.
Personally,
without question.
When I was talking to James Wall about this, he's recently been focusing a lot more on his cupping ability and his rotation as well, because that's when he's actually defensive. It's that rotation that's protecting you it's protecting you from being turned palm up. So keeping that wrist up, it allows you to keep a bit of extra height as well to stay into somebody's hand. And obviously the cup is to stop people like me actually reversing out and taking your hand and wrist. So I think it's all got equal merit.
Yeah, I would argue though that the absolute difference between a good arm wrestler and a top pro is just hand strength. Like hand and wrist strength is just
a lot of the
back
time.
pressure means a lot, doesn't it? But you can tell a pro by the strength of his hand.
Yeah,
just from gripping up with someone, you know if you're going to be able to do something. Like my back pressure is now if you control my hand, like it's nothing.
Yeah,
but if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's
you can tell the difference between left and right, can't you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that left hand is
that's where it shows.
Game.
Yeah, because our arm strength's very similar on left, but it's just
the hand is
your left hand is nowhere near your right hand.
It's not even in the game at that point.
So yeah, it's a big telltale sign. It exposes your weaknesses, doesn't it?
100%.
Ooh, Jason Hill says, Jim, you bang on.
Cheers.
I've got a question for Jason Hill. If Jason can hear me, can you beat Tom Mitchell? I mean, can you beat Anthony Sandell after Anthony Sandell destroyed Tom Mitchell world champion yesterday? That's what I want to ask Jason Hill. Jim, I've had another Facebook question for you, son. Can you show us a reversing top roll, please?
Yeah.
How you would set it up?
I would set it up.
I know you would obviously do it.
Yeah, so it depends what sort of person I'm pulling against. So from the setup, if I'm pulling like a straight side pressure guy, like one of these guys that just sets up and they just want to drill you to the pad like that, then I'm going to be doing more like a David Bradford style top roll, which works even better in the strap. So the setup is almost the same for the two different types of reversing top roll. What I do, either way, you're going to be set up behind your arm, so you're going to be taking your normal grip. I'm not so worried with doing this sort of top roll about the height quite as much. I don't mind actually having the fingers lower around my wrist because that's what I'm aiming to attack. A reversal top roll, the main thing is you're setting a trap. So you're actually creating dead space. So when somebody's just running sideways like a lunatic, they're the sort of guys that want to feel something. They're always loading on the start and they're trying to get that purchase so they can bully you sideways. So I'm going to be setting up really square. Everything's going to have to be squared up. So I'm not going to start with somebody all over me like that. It's going to be square. I'm going to be set up behind my arm. So making sure that I can always see the back of my hand. Reason being, if I set up square with my hand, sort of in line with my shoulder and my head, if I try and reverse off, I'm stuck underneath my arms. I've thrown my hand outside my shoulder, and then I'm absolutely doomed. But if I set up all lined up down the arm, if I'm set up behind my hand, I've given myself a little bit of room to move on the pad, and then on the ready go, I'm sliding my elbow backwards, creating a little bit of dead space before I snap back and drop my wrist into the hands.
I'm absolutely done for at this point.
And I think it's the element of surprise that they're chasing something what's not there. So as I'm going across, there's that dead space, and all of a sudden, just as I'm getting to the end of the pad, it's going whack back into the fingers. The hand's coming off, and then I'm following it over. It is more effective in a strap. David Bradford's been the master at that move for as long as I've seen him pull. He does it. It's a timing move. You've got to time it perfectly, and he does it very, very well.
Okay, well, I've got a follow-up question again on Facebook. What is the counter to it? Well, before we get to the counter, 98% again with another generous super chat. The people of Turkey use Engin's eyebrows to bleach their spinsters. Again, Ryan, I thought it was meant to be being good and open out to everyone nowadays. Oh, right, go on. So, counter then, please, bud.
What I think is the counter. The counter to a reversing top roll, I would say, is staying where you are. So when the other guy's trying to move away, if you actually chase him, you end up busting your own hand open. But if you've got somebody who's pulling away and you can just punch up in the air and stay where you are, they end up compromised in that position.
Yeah,
but
and then you just
And then you're putting that risk on. So it's almost like a punch through, but you've got to follow them to some degree. So you'd follow them across the pad, but you just keep your position where you're not actually going to try and go sideways with your shoulder. You're just going to keep your position straight up and just follow it to there and keep that spot there. That's the best counter I can find for a reversal style top roll.
Right, well, Jason Hill reckons he can absolutely pace them all. Luke the Gina, has anyone bought any of your trainers? No. I don't blame them. They didn't stink of that Chinese sweat and.
They do look dead comfy though, I'll be honest.
No, yeah. But they're just size 9 instead of 11. Show it on camera, like.
These absolute honeys. If you want a pair, lads.
How much are they, Paul?
50 quid, these, man.
Jason Hill, Tom wasn't the same guy who showed up to ARMWRESTLING. What talks to camera, not me.
Jason Hill said that?
Yeah.
But his own mate?
Yeah, but was it the same guy? Was it not the same guy? What's your thoughts? Was it the guy who beat Oleg? Was it not the same guy? Go on,
He said he's the strongest version of himself, so...
Oh, hang on, stop. He just said, He just said, Tom Mitchell, it was a figure of speech. All right. So, we may as well answer the question about Tom Holland, haven't we? While we're there.
Well, he did say he was the strongest version of himself, and I would believe him because he's been armwrestling long enough to know his own body and strength. So,
yeah, you'd think he'd know his own form by now, wouldn't
you? But if it was on about Tom Mitchell, is this the match he had at the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a clip of that, and it looked like he'd beaten with a press 3 times. Was it 3 times that he beat with a press?
Anyway, we've got another question. Let's leave Tom alone. Tom's going to come back and do the world in.
Tom Wilson?
No?
Tom Mitchell. Oh, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Oh, anyway.
Tom Mitchell.
Neil Cass, if you could have 10% overnight on one area, where would you put it? Question mark. Fingers, wrist, pronation, or back pressure? Elliot, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm thinking of Neil Cass now. What does he want to put 10% on?
No, for you, Belen, not him.
I know, but he's asking the question for himself, isn't he?
No, he's asking the question to you. If you could have 10%.
I'd just probably put it on my riser so I could...
You need more than 10% for that.
Where would I put 10% on? Speed. I'd put 10% on my speed, personally. I think that's an area in my game that could do with a good 10%.
So was that the question? Was it a technique-based question, or was it like speed, stamina, endurance type question?
Just 10% of your game, wasn't it? I thought it was 10% just of your overall game.
Yeah, I'm going with your first answer. It'd be riser for me. That's
your lane, isn't it? That.
Well, it's been my weak point for a long time. So now I'm feeling a bit of a difference since I've improved it. So yeah. I'd like to just speed up that process. Yeah. If I got the choice to speed up that process, I'd be on it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Neil Cass, though, I think he's a serious rising star. Every time he comes and trains with Leeds, he's strong, especially his left. I remember his left doing some damage in training recently.
Which one's Neil Cass? They're from Newcastle.
Yeah, the guy.
He looks like Brian Hervey. He's 17. Stay now, stay now, stay now.
I don't know what you mean.
Baby, you got to go away. Oh. Don't think I can take the pain. That's what he looks like. Yeah. Right. An absolute right bellend.
He's a beast.
He's a hell of a beast. He coming training here. He's about as strong as a second cup of tea. Neil Cass. Neil dog shit. Sorry, I can't hold on that one.
Don't listen to him, Neil, mate.
Yeah?
Don't listen to him.
Where would you put 10% on, Jim?
Riser.
And you can't see your
riser.
And you can't see your penis.
Oh God, that goes without saying.
He rung me up to the day and said it was disappointingly average.
Who did?
James.
That's standard convo for me now. You know me rings. I woke up this morning and it got traps on it. That's a normal conversation.
I'm coming in there for a couple of minutes. Let me sit in a couple of minutes.
What's that bloody cable?
I did say that I wasn't getting involved in the show tonight, but I'll just come in for a few minutes and say hello before, and then I'll let you have a. I might even set you. Who wants me to set these two off in a ready go? I'll let them warm up. I'll have a chat, and we'll have one ready go, and we'll see who wins.
Just spent 2 hours.
Anyone want to see a ready go?
No.
Yeah, we do. They do. They're the boss. Anyway, so all I'm saying to you is this, right? What was that? What was I saying?
You were just coming in.
You just said we were doing a left-handed ready go.
With him?
Yeah, with me, yeah. So, let's muscle bike coming out of here. Paul, hope you're good, mate. Thanks for giving us a break from your face. Well, Neil, it's better than having a look at your face. I mean, come on, fat Chinese baby and all that. Have you seen that? Have you seen it?
Unfortunately,
Let's sing it here now. Yeah, everyone knows Muscle Bike. For you guys who've never met him from across the pond or anybody else, if you've never met Muscle Bike, this is it. I'm going to show you a picture of him. This was
White Wolf suck at everything isn't helpful.
Oh yeah. So hang on. There you go. Anyone who's never seen him.
Go on, Foxy lad. Riser called it, boys. Riser.
There we go. There's Muscle Bike on his phone. I took a picture. Go on, put it right up front, Jim. There you go. If anyone's never met Muscle Bike, there's Muscle Bike. Oh, my name Muscle Bike. He's a bar-down wrestler. Well, yeah. So basically, guys, there's a lot happening in ARMWRESTLING. Triple Crown's coming up soon. We are moving off into a few other things. We're going to be doing lots of extras for you to get into your teeth into. We're coming back with a little bit of a new bang and a little bit of shebang and a bit of fun. But it's going to be very much going through the website. So, yeah, lots happening. Just want to say thank you very much for all you guys who rolling in on Monday nights, giving us your time coming into the chat. It really is appreciated. There's going to be no more shows on Monday night for the next couple of weeks. We will be returning, and when we do, it's going to be on Sundays. Time to yet be discussed, but I promise you it will be worth it 1,000,000%. And it's going to be great. So I just want to say there'll be no more shows after tonight for a couple of weeks while we get stuff ready. But it's going to be coming back thick, fast, and really exciting. So I just want to let you know that. Is there any final questions? Oh, hang on. Those aren't wings on the ARMWRESTLING logo. They're Higgins' eyebrows.
That Grondin again.
Yeah, it's right. Fucking man. Whoa! Whoa! Come on, boys! What's going on? Is he getting ready for Winter Blast against Geordie Shithouse Chocolate Thunder?
Is that who you're going against?
I don't know.
No, you can't pull them.
I can. I want an easy win. Look at that, look at it, yeah. The detached bicep and that. Gosh, I'll tell you what. Right, guys. Anything else you want to see? Oh, David Bradford, hang on. He's here. Bradford's rolled into the chat.
Good evening, guys.
Well, read it out then.
I might as well. Let's get that left-hand match, Beech. It'll give me an excuse to start training if nothing else. It says 6 months.
Let's do it.
So 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I don't think you can beat David Bradford in 6 months. So we best say 6 weeks. Listen, I think in all honesty, there's so many amazing matchups, so much to look forward to. David, obviously, I'm going to be in touch, but let me tell you guys, we are working on lots and lots of things. Obviously, we're working out with 98%. They're doing it.
Oh, God's sake.
They're doing
You animal.
They're doing absolutely amazing stuff over there in the US of A. The red coats are coming. Literally, the red coats are coming. Oh. I'm just going to give you a little insight. We may as well let Knuckles up pinch some of our pullers. We always do. But no, I'm not telling you really because Fat Will keeps copying us. And do us a favour. If he's out of water, he can't breathe very well. So just roll him back in. Yeah.